So they'll be calling you a radical. I'm here at ONOFRE, checking on the Dolly Parton going to get a mastectomy this year. It's all done. I mean, it's one of the great, well, it's truly the greatest accomplishment in grassroots activism history. So there's the pad right there. You can see the pad and the cans. They're going to come up out. So the priority bill got passed through Congress. District 49 right here. Mike Levin, panning for plutonium. He got it through. It passed. The pad is done in Texas. It's done. So the priority bill, which, believe it or not, Kevin Blanch is on the consent-based board. You know, there's a bunch of us, and they got $20 million through for grant money, and I got 0.0. So I'm still doing all the dirty work for free here, which I've been doing the dirty work here for free my whole life. And so these guys that all work here, I want to explain this, are ex-Marines. My dad right there, the Pendleton Marine, nuked to death in Nevada. I was really made right there, conceived on the beach. That's for real. My La Jolla tennis playing mom and my ONOFRE Marine, who are both Utahns, you know, back and forth. So anyway, we got it through. So I wrote the list. So in Congress passed it, signed into law. The priority bill, the priority nuclear waste bill is through. So I wrote it. ONOFRE's #1. So there's this new car. You should see it. I'll see if I can find it. They're building new railroad tracks here. So in 2013, when we got shut down, they started building this train car to move these dry cask containers. It's all done. It finally got done. So when we got this shut down, they were cheating on the exchange. So the exchange of the generator in here, they were cheating. And anybody, including Moonbaby Brown, was all in on it. So what happened, they were using a Hitachi generator versus a Mitsubishi and not telling anybody and saving themselves tens of millions of dollars. These guys in here leaked it to me. I have the book. I own the book. These guys sent it to me when they did the exchange. So they brought it in by ship. Marines brought it. By law, they're supposed to bring it in by rail or by freeway, so there's full disclosure. They secretly brought it in by ship trying to hide it. When they were putting this together on the exchange, they were jerry-rigging it up because it didn't fit specifications. And that's when Mitch from Channel 10 in LA did all that great work. So these guys inside here start taking videos of them jerry-rigging them out. And the reactors were active. They were active. They were going. So the videos started to leak out. I leaked them out from the bone marrow transplant at LDSEC because I'm full of cancer. These guys inside here, they're like, no. They don't dare. They're afraid of the nuclear energy crimes. Well, I'm dying of leukemia. I'm in the bone. And I'm like, what do I care? Send them to me. I'll put them out, which I did. And so Mitch from Channel 10, remember, he come here and did all that great work, and then she put it on the news. Barbie put it on the news. And so they got caught. Then it dug in and it was disclosed that they were cheating. So get this. You can look it up on the NRC's website. They had a level 3 nuclear accident here. That was only a level 3. Well, isn't that what 3 Mile Island was? So I was in the bone marrow transplant center dying of cancer in 2012. It was the worst. I was going in and out of a coma. I was dying. Late January 2012. For 2 days, the last stand. So what happens, it backed up because they were cheating. It backed up into the core. Well, what happens when it backs up? It blows up. Major explosion. And then you're talking a mega disaster. So they have valves on them. Last stand is open those valves. It's the Alamo. And they opened them. And they spewed all over. So it's radioactive. And by the way, the radioactive nuclear waste is coming to Utah. Now, the generator by truck, they weren't going to tell anybody who was doing that. The video, that's my video. And I go from 619 to 801 my whole life. And I got that video. What a video. So they were cheating. So it come out, well, I was heavily involved in Anonymous in those days. 2012. I had the field. I had radio shows. I had ever. So they knew I had the goods on it. And it was everybody. The head of the public commission, who told us all to go fuck ourselves in public, he was in on it. Now, I had a public commissions in Ohio. That criminal, he committed suicide recently because they went after him there. Now, Kamala Harris was the AG here then. Kamala Harris's mother was the epidemiologist at Livermore. Yeah, bringing star power to Earth. She had died recently of cancer, so she went after him. So I was leaking everything and anything to them, and they knew I had the goods on them. They knew I had the goods on them. And they're afraid of jail. So Gary gets the $5 million whistleblower fee when I did all the whistleblowing. This never shuts down without Kevin Blanch's cancer. Never without my connections here with the Marines. Without my fucking cancer inside the fucking bone marrow. I had the field, and I took advantage of having the field. And I'm like, we got them. We had the goods. So they go to Warsaw? Why would they go clear to Warsaw, Poland to divide up the money and the goods? Kamala Harris raided the public commission chair's house with the highway, raided their fucking house. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, get them. That's back when, before she got schooled up. And she was the California AG. They found the goods. The California Public Commission chair should have went to prison. By the way, the head of the NRC was Jacko. What a criminal. He gets away with it. So he cowered down on Fukushima. Huh?
I remember meeting that.
Yeah, remember that? Boy, remember him running from me? Remember when I confronted Allison McFarland? And then I tried to talk to her after, and she ran out and got in her freaking SUV.
Who was supposed to show up with that thing? And they only poked their head in?
And then he ran out.
Who was that?
The old congressman here. How nice is they invented Daryl Isis.
Daryl Isis.
Daryl Isis. So the only one that's ever confronted the NRC about Fukushima, Allison McFarland was there. Oh, I confronted him. And so, yeah, how nice is, and then we got, and I like Mike way better than how Isis is Congressman inland now.
Yeah, he's county San Diego.
So anyway, these criminals, they were all in on it, including Moonbeaver Brown. He was getting a piece of it, the pie. And the governor. So everybody was in on it. They're getting all the money, chopping it up, and she had them dead to rights. Remember? She had them. They're going down. By the way, I need to say this about Kathy Iwani. Kathy Iwani was in Fukushima, Japan at the time. Was in Japan when the disaster happened. Married to a Japanese guy with her children. She came home. And she's a school teacher up here, and she got heavily involved in Orange. And there's an old law here. The old Abalone Coalition, the great activists that law before, including my dad and Don of the Abalone Commission, got through. The school had to prove it. There was a committee, 5 members. She politicked, and they voted not to restart it. Read it too. So she's so paramount. Gary Hedrick's so paramount. Freaking the great Gene Stone, Ace Hoffman, Donna Gilmore, Donnie Young, the Abalone Coalition. But without Kevin Blanch and me leaking all this shit, I was leaking it to Kamala Harris's office. Go ask her. These guys were leaking it to me. They were afraid. They're like, they'll kill us. Because we know they'll Karen Silkwood you. They're still afraid to this day. They'll tell you that. And these are ex-Marines.
Those guys know who you are.
Well, they're
To some degree.
well, I think they're decommissioning. Because it's over. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate is out of here. See the major power lines? Well, those power lines aren't just for power coming out, for power coming in to keep the spent fuel pools cool. Now, you remember at the hearing, you were at it in Oceanside on the canister hearing, and to try to block it, and I was pissed. I've saw the films, and I was the first one up speaking in the hearing on the canister scratch in Austin. I'm first up. There was no scratch. That was a delay tactic. That kid was fucking full of shit. And so I bit my fingernails trying to get why they were doing that, because I knew if this had a disaster, why they're putting it in the dragon, they're going to blame us, the activists. They got shit. How many canisters?
Here?
Yeah.
79 or something.
79, right? So all the X's, they're headed. Now,
I think it's worth pointing out, too, that right down in this little gully is all the waste from Unit 1, which used to sit right here, right on top of where the pad is.
no, and people bitch about the canisters. They're on shot. Yeah, and they're not the best, but it's not millions of times better than. Well, what about Rancho's
That waste has been there for 30 years.
30? Well, what about Humboldt? It's there in Canister. What about Rancho Suca in Sacramento? It's there. But it's got to go. And so I'm part of the group that politicked enough to get the
You want
The
to flip that
canister-
thing? I'll let,
Yeah.
let San Diego Pete on the camera.
yeah. Got it. So
San Diego Pete back from.
yeah, back from the I don't know where he been, but
Is this thing on? I can't see shit on it.
let me look and see. It better be. Tell me
It's black. I don't see shit.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, okay. There's Geddy Lee. He don't play bass, but he can sing sometimes.
He died.
Oh, Neil died.
Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Fucking so. No changes are permanent. So these canisters, I'm part of the group that got to where it's designed. They come right back up. They go on this great car, and they're built for the canister. So it comes up, and they're building new tracks, and lawsuits. And this is important because in Andros, Texas, the congressperson that represents that district has come out publicly and says, "No, we want it. We want the world's record race." Of course, Texas has filed suit against him, but they want it. And granted, I wouldn't wish this. We need to stop making the fucking shit. We're gonna read up 3 Mile Island. We're gonna read up. They're fucking liars. They got the bill through this summer. The advanced nuclear. It's all propaganda. They're getting free money. Bill Gates wrote the fucking bill. Who do you think owns these things? They're not public utilities. So these guys should have all went to prison. But Kamala Harris is going after them. They're gonna lock them up. Oh, she decides to run for fucking Congress. I mean the Senate. She wins. She gets schooled up, right? She hasn't mentioned it since. I don't know if they get a talking to by these people when they get elected, but there's no doubt in my mind they get a talking to.
The CIA holds a gun to the president's head when he gets into office for the first time. They tell him, we are the boss.
Well, the cult.
Yeah, CIA owns everything.
So anyway, Kamala drops. She's a senator, so we get a new AG here. And by the way, this new AG in California is a real fucking dud. He's a real fucking dud. And show him how dry this fucking vegetation is.
Yeah.
You're a long-time San Diegan,
Yes,
born and
sir.
raised here.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen blue skies like this in your life in January?
Not for this long. Not like this. No. I mean, I've seen it, but not like this. Is protracted. This is a long time. We haven't had rain here since October, and then the rain season from September or whatever we've had like
Less than 1% of normal.
1% of what we're supposed
The
to.
rain year starts here September 20th.
It's drier than fuck.
By the way, the planet's going to line up tonight.
Oh yeah,
So with the moon, I've been watching it.
it's cool. Venus out there, and then goes all the way back to the east.
Yeah, so
You
the
see
Venus
Mars
here
on
is
the
just
east.
so bright, but the other planets are lining up with the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Cool.
fucking. I've never seen it like this. So we're possible Santa Ana's here. Of course, this burns all the time right here.
Something
And-
just buzzed on this thing. I don't know if it shut down.
It
Or if
did
you got
not. Just
Buzzed. Or is it a
Yes.
phone call?
that's this letter. Goes.
Okay.
My phone rings off the hook with spam calls
Oh yeah.
because I'm getting ready to turn 65.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna get you medicated. So
you don't know ARP,
I mean, Santa Ana winds are gonna reappear here Sunday.
right? You get a little onshore right now.
Remember when these people used to care about the ocean? Don't drop your dry cast container.
Oh shit.
All right. So, anyway, they're going to implode the. Dolly Parton's going to get a mastectomy, and so they're going to implode it. There's the pads right there. So they're going to come up. You can see the train tracks are right there. They're going to load onto the train off to Texas. And then my life goal, because I've said even before this is built, I've had a lot of freaking successes as the activist. Our group, the Crown Angel, it's the greatest grassroots accomplishment in American history is the shutdown. We tipped that domino over. Oh, we got a unit. Oh, really? Oh, really? They're the first ones that went down. Then Duane Arnold went down. Then Pilgrim went down. Then Indian Point went down. Then Oyster Creek, all of them in Jersey went down. Then Palisades went down. And we took down so many nuclear reactors, but then the bootlickers called politicians bailed them out. They bailed them out at the... Do you know Diablo Canyon is spending $4.4 million a day in your taxpayer money as a California to keep it open? Federally, they're spending billions a day, and we're producing 200% more solar a day than we can use.
And people are still paying high rates for the power. And then when they do shut the fucking thing down and start to decommission it, they're going to make them pay again to decommission the thing, just like they did here.
And we already have the money set aside for decommission. The money's already there.
People pay for it.
Right, they're thieves. And so, TikTok, Diablo Canyon Clock, lessons from Fukushima. But this has always been my number one priority. Why? What's the two things you can count on as a Californian? If you've been here for...
rent.
Well, there's another one. But we always know fire and earthquake. It's on a fucking major fault right here. So is Diablo Canyon. Something we don't use.
And Diablo Canyon is really closer to, a lot closer to
San Andreas. Fucking A, it is. Why keep it open? So anyway, all of my nuclear waste X's, and so the lawsuits are done. They don't have to tell you, because under the Patriot Act, you heard me right, they can, and they move nuclear. And if you don't say, oh, they don't move nuclear waste, you don't live in Utah. And Utah, well, that bootlicker we have for governor, Coltrane Curtis, they want more. The nuclear, so all this waste right here, when they blow it up and it's radioactive, it's over the legal limits. I've got a guy, I'm out there all the time, they bring it right behind my house. So all the waste is coming to Utah, Energy Users dump site. And we have laws, but we have bootlicker. We've got nobody watching the store. You got Kevin. So from 619 to 801. Oh, we're going to maybe start transporting nuclear. They transport 2 rail cars and and at least 100 trucks a week from here to my backyard in Utah. From here. And it had an accident on fucking late January 30th. 31st in 2012. Look it up. Just a level 3. Do you know how high a nuclear accident scale goes to?
7.
What?
7.
Who would set a scale to 7?
Propagandists.
The cults. So, all my exes, they're going to come up out of there, they're going to load on the train, and they're headed to Texas.
I think I can see Fukushima.
Straight there, yeah. What's Fukushima? Huh. Lessons from Fukushima Unlearned. TikTok, Diablo Canyon Clock. So they're gonna blow them. That'll be the end. It's already all decommissioned. It's done. It's a done deal. Huh. Maybe you can restart this one up too, Bill Gates. But get some more propaganda. Fuck, is it dry? All right, stay tuned.